Good morning, guys. It's China Day! I've got everything packed. As you can see here, I've got my little tilt backpack and my little rolling luggage here. Only going for about a day and a half, so I don't need an awful lot of stuff, but I've got entirely too much packed in there already. So it's time to get a little bit of breakfast in me and get on the road. Hooray, the plane is here. Well, I have safely arrived at the airport. It doesn't look like my flight is here quite yet, and I am about an hour before the flight is actually scheduled to leave. I've been sitting here for probably 10 minutes now or so good timing. Definitely can't beat the Lexington airport for getting through security. It took me about 5 minutes total. Welcome to Chicago. Well, that was a lot of fun. I just got off the flight and for some reason, I got off the flight and it said noon on my phone and on my watch. So I assumed it's noon here and my flight takes off at like 12:40. So I kind of figured that I had like 20 minutes to get to the flight. Unfortunately, for some reason, my phone decided not to update for the new time zone, so I've got like an hour and 20 minutes to get to the flight. So I think I'm gonna pick up some lunch while I wait. Well, that's a sight to see. Maybe I've just not been to this part of this airport before, but I haven't seen dinosaur skeletons in an airport before. This is a nifty looking little tunnel. Very, very cool stuff. Now we're moving. Look how cool this place is. And you can't come to Chicago without trying a traditional Chicago dog. Oh yeah. Messy but tasty. Alright, after a ridiculously long night, I am in Beijing and I am eating Kentucky Fried Chicken, of all things. I don't have any cash, I don't have any idea what's going on. I just know that I have about a 3-hour wait until my flight, and yeah, it was a very, very long international flight, 13 hours or so, and somehow I ended up talked out of my window seat by an older lady who didn't speak any English, but had a granddaughter that was sitting next to me. So yeah, it was a very, very long flight where I was in the middle of the middle row, stuck between two people. I'm exhausted. I did get a little bit of sleep, but not much. Well, I've managed to find the gate where my flight's going to be boarding, and apparently instead of 3 hours, it's more like 45 minutes until we start boarding. I'm guessing the time it took to get through customs and security again and everything, that probably made up for a lot of it. Unfortunately, because I'm a tech person, my bags are completely filled with batteries and cables, which made security oh so much fun. It reminded me a lot of going through the London airport. So if you've ever done that with a lot of batteries and cables and cameras and everything, that's pretty similar. All in all, though, people have been very nice. There have been a lot of people that speak English, which is really surprising, so definitely can't complain so far, other than just being completely exhausted. However, I do still have another several hours, 4.5 hours until I arrive, and I think that I'm going to survive. You know, I can't even remember what I said earlier about the flight to Beijing. I think I said that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. It was pretty bad. Being stuck in between two people was not so bad, other than the lady that was sitting beside me was probably in her 90s, so she had trouble with pretty much everything, and she was just very feeble, except when it came to her elbows. She was extremely strong in her elbows, and they kept sticking into me like most of the flight, so that kind of sucked. On top of that, of course, had a nosebleed, had a migraine, I probably got an hour of sleep the entire time, so yeah, it's been a very long day so far. And after a long day and a half or so, welcome to Shenzhen. After a very, very long day of traveling, I have arrived safely at the hotel. I've gotten checked in and everything. I met up with the people from Elephone that I'm going to be working with while I'm here. You got to see this hotel room now. So you first walk in, you've got your closet up here. Very nice. Got the business area over there where you can get your work done. Little seating area, king size bed, big tray ceilings, very nice. Here's the bathroom. Hello, me in the bathroom. Your shower and facilities. Little door over there if you want to use it. And your tub. Wow. I don't generally use a tub, but that's pretty massive. Hello, me. So yeah, definitely hooked up here. Little TV that I'll probably never even turn on because I won't understand the language. And let's see if you can see anything. See some city out there. That's about it. But anyway, the people that I've been talking to here from Elephone say that they want to get together at 9 o'clock in the morning. It is 11 o'clock at night here and I just walked in the door, so I probably ought to get cleaned up. I think I'm going to be meeting with Matthew from the XDA Portal team for a quick beer, and then I'm going to head to bed because I need to get my brain sorted out and onto this time zone. But if you guys get to see this, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And then there was a pirate ship. Good morning, Shenzhen. Some very cool looking things out there you definitely couldn't see when I got in last night. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be here long enough to go experience anything, so I'm going to have to just kind of deal with seeing it all from a distance. I'm kind of curious what all of that is over there. It looks like something that's broken in half, or a weird roof to something. All that blue stuff that's right there. There's some really cool flower garden looking things down in there. This looks like a really interesting place, and unfortunately I'm not going to get to see much of any of it. I'm going to go and see the Elephone building this morning, and then we're going to be doing the ZUK Z1 launch event later in the day, and it's going to go the majority of the day, and then I have to leave town first thing tomorrow. Alright, progress has been made. It's actually about 8:30 in the morning at this point, and I've gone ahead and put together and filmed the XDA news video that has to go up for tomorrow. Unfortunately, because I'm in China, I can't really get to anything on the web, so I was able to get to my home RSS reader, but I wasn't able to actually load up all the XDA pages. So I was able to get all the stories and all the information I needed, I just couldn't get any of the screenshots. So I had to work with somebody back in the States that I normally work with at XDA to send me those screenshots. It was not a great process, put it that way. It's something I definitely wouldn't want to do full time. It does make me really curious how people that live in this area actually put stuff on YouTube. I know Charbax is here a lot. If he doesn't actually live here, maybe he's got a VPN somewhere else. That's the only way I could really figure it out. And I don't have a VPN set up anywhere, so I'm limited to like 3 websites or something. And I've decided this video is probably not going to be a daily vlog kind of thing while I'm here. It's going to be all of the stuff that I did all the way here and back. Because like I said, I can't actually upload anything to YouTube while I'm here. So it's going to be probably just a longer video, everything compiled into one. Hope you don't mind.
You should see this. No, not here.
I don't know why your NFC chip is. Thanks.
Just here, or just when you go to the hotel, near your hotel, you get a lot of travel place, just splendid, and
Gotcha. Oh, there you go. This song has been played over and over and over again the entire time that we've been here. By the way, the song is still playing. Thank you. What the hell? It does take brute force, apparently.
not coming. Thank you.
Just gonna drink straight from the bottle.
You gotta drink it now, mate.
Oh, yeah, it's rice alcohol.
Just fill it up, just right to here. Yeah.
Look at me.
Oh, there's your shot glasses. Those are little teeny shot glasses.
After you can singing. You can go to there and singing.
There you go. They just keep bringing food out. Send help. Well, I didn't capture nearly as much footage as I probably should have yesterday, but it was a very long day and a very short one at the same time. I woke up at 6 o'clock yesterday morning, ended up getting so tired that I came back after all of the stuff that happened yesterday and fell asleep at a little after 9 o'clock. The guys from ZUK wanted me to go out and see Shenzhen with them at night, and it was 9 o'clock, and for whatever reason, I just, jet lag, I'm gonna blame it on jet lag. I completely passed out. So, fell asleep, woke up this morning at 4 a.m. And for whatever reason, it's actually very lucky that I woke up then, because for whatever reason, the charger I was using with my G4 wasn't working. So when I woke up at 4 a.m., my G4 was completely 100% dead, which means that I wasn't going to get any alarms. I wasn't going to be able to wake up. I did have a bedside like alarm clock set as well, so I would have woken up eventually, but still, it's disconcerting. So I went ahead and I plugged it into a standalone battery charger. Got plenty of juice now, so I'm good to go for the day. But yeah, it's the last day here in Shenzhen. I'm going to be actually heading to the airport shortly. This really is a very beautiful place. I wish that I would be able to spend a little more time here, but unfortunately, well, fortunately or unfortunately, have to leave, have to go back home now. But yeah, it's been a great trip so far. Didn't get to see all that much in terms of sights, but we did get to go and see the Elephone headquarters, got to see some new devices, got a new device. I've got the ZUK Z1 I'm going to be reviewing eventually. Probably do the review over on XDA. Good times. I've only got about an hour until I have to leave for my flight, so I may try to head over to Walmart. It sounds weird to say that here in China, but there's actually a Walmart China, and I've been there a couple of times now. Much different experience, and unfortunately, you can't take a camera in. Now that's a sight to come home to. Well, it is much, much later. It's actually technically the next day, or the end of the next day, and I'm back at home. And you may be able to tell from the scenery around me and stuff. On my last night in Shenzhen, I was contacted by Elephone, or the people from ZUK again, said they had a couple of gifts they wanted to send me away with, so that was definitely very nice. Just a couple of souvenirs in case you're curious. So this is the first one. Not exactly sure what it's for. It's something that you hang up. It's got a little tassel on it. Very nice, beautiful. And then the second one is in this box. Has a little picture frame type stand. You stand up on your table. And then this, again, not exactly sure what the intention is other than just being beautiful and being made in China, but I like it. I like it a lot. And I showed it to my wife and she just absolutely loved, especially this one. So thanks so much to the guys from ZUK and from Elephone for making this possible. The flights were definitely not a huge amount of fun, unfortunately. Lots and lots of flight delays, lots of running through airports, and I'm really, really fortunate that the guys from ZUK were with me when I went to the airport, because apparently at the Shenzhen airport they don't have anyone that speaks English, like pretty much at all. So in the front, I didn't know my flight number ahead of time. I couldn't get it because of the Great Chinese Firewall. I couldn't get to Google. For whatever reason, I couldn't sign into Travelocity or anything, so I couldn't get any sort of flight information. So one of the people from ZUK, who of course speaks Chinese, took me to all these different counters until they could find someone that could help me. They took my passport, they looked up my flight information, got me checked in and everything. It all worked out. I got to the flight, I got to the area for the flight about 10-15 minutes before boarding started. That flight ended up taking like an hour before we actually got to take off, so it was delayed showing up. The flight from Shanghai to Chicago, with security and everything, that was another fun part. A part of the whole ZUK event, they gave us batteries. You know, these USB chargeable batteries. I'll probably make a video about for my main channel. But because I brought batteries with me, the Shenzhen airport said, that's too many batteries, don't do that again. Which, I'm cool with that, I won't do that again. Shanghai airport said, that's too many batteries. You choose 2, you throw the rest away. It's like, well, that's not cool. So I ended up throwing away 3 batteries. Woo. They were asking if I had anybody I was traveling with, or if I had anybody I know in Shanghai, or if I would be coming back within the next month, you know. Nope. I probably will not be back again, sorry. And then of course the flight from Shanghai to Chicago, that went pretty smoothly. I ended up sitting in the extreme back of the plane. And after all the security fiasco there, I ended up being very, very close to boarding time when I showed up for it. But when we got in, it was an hour and a half we sat on the plane in Chicago waiting to get to a gate. So by the time I got off, I had to sprint. And you know, you're looking at me, I'm not in the greatest of shape. Sprint through customs, through security, you know, from one terminal to another, to my gate on the far end of the airport. I made it as they were about to close the door. The lady at the gate was like, "Are you on this flight?" Yes. You know, I was really dying at that point. And she was nice enough to allow me to get on the plane. And as you can see, I have made it home. I'm safe. I'm back in the country. I can get on YouTube and Gmail again. It is a beautiful thing. The lack of Google services really reminds me just how tied I am to it. How awkward and weird it can be to not have access to those things. And of course I didn't have any sort of VPN set up, I didn't have any proxies set up or anything, I didn't have any way to get to any of those things. So I came back to hundreds of email messages and all sorts of missed comments and everything. I'm going to try to catch up on everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed some of the footage that I had from Shenzhen. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and the little information I was able to share about the ZUK Z1. I do have the Z1 with me, and I'll be making a video about it for XDA here very soon. I've got the unboxing video that'll go up over there, and then in the next few weeks I'll do a review. I don't think the Z1 is actually going to work very well here in the States. They said that we might be able to get 3G with it, so I might be able to use it, but we'll just have to see what happens. And as you saw from the earlier footage, I came back to find an absolute stack of packages that I missed while I was gone, so I've got lots and lots more videos to make. So that's going to be all for me for today. It's getting a little late here, and I'm starting to get tired again. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.